Greetings people, it's Jared here, Wolfgang 1.0, back to do another Transformers review. So this week is a review I've been putting off for a little while. And the reason I've been putting this off is because of the amount of work that's going to go into it in terms of like the photo gallery and comparing it to another figure, X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting this out of the way to motivate me to start doing the reviews weekly again, because I'm missing the deadlines every other week. I'm missing the deadlines. And now that I've got through all my backlog of reviews, I should be doing the new stuff. So here we are, we're doing the new stuff. And this is a figure that I picked up at the start of the year. I think this was my first figure of the year, actually. I got it from thewholeshebang.com for 70 quid. And this thing absolutely blows my mind. In fact, I'm not, no more build-up, no more preamble. Let's just get straight on into this. This is the review for Missing Link Sunstreaker.
Right, okay, here he is. This is Missing Link Sunstreaker in his box. This cost me £70 from thewholeshebang.com, and their delivery was really, really quick. Literally, I waited like 2 days and it was here. There's not a hell of a lot to say about it in terms of the actual box. I'll go into like sort of more detail with the stuff that comes with it. In terms of the artwork, just here, I think this might be new artwork designed especially for the Missing Link series. Not entirely sure. It's compact. It's a hell of a lot more compact than the G1 box. In fact, I've got that right here. So you can see there, roughly about half the size, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, looks absolutely lovely. Let's get rid of that, because we're not reviewing him exactly. Yeah, I've been putting this video off because of the amount of work that goes involved in terms of like the photo gallery and all the things I want to talk about. And every time I thought about doing a review, I was like, oh, I've got, I found a reason not to do it. So I'm forcing myself to do this. So if this review comes out as a little bit weird, that'll be why. But apart from that, yeah, I mean, the box is in fantastic condition. We'll come on to the figures. Not a hell of a lot else to say. It's all in Japanese. Can't read a word of it. And there we go. So we are going to get into the actual figure itself, methinks, and all the accessories and wonderful things that come with it. Right, here is Missing Link Sunstreaker in all his wonderful glory. Now, before I get on into this and gush about this figure and everything like that, I'm just going to set it off to one side and show you some of the things that it comes with. So it comes with one sticker sheet, which are mostly redundant, really, considering that a lot of the places where the stickers used to sit on the main figure, on the original figure, have all been just like sort of molded in. So if you try applying any of these stickers, it might come out a little bit weird. So I'm not bothering stickering my one up. If I need to, I can use these as a set of repro labels for the original. So that's pretty cool. Comes with one text vector decoder for the back of the box, one instruction booklet, comes with a little text spec card here with the artwork from the box on it. I say text spec card, I'm assuming that's what it is. Lovely. And a little product sheet thing. Let me take out that a little bit. A little product sheet thing, at least I think that's what it is. I've not opened this up yet. Yeah, sort of showing all the previous Missing Link figures. Let's see, we've also got 3 missiles still on the sprue. So I've taken the photo gallery already, and you can guess I haven't taken a photo of him in the G1 box pose thing. I didn't really see the point in taking this one missile off that just for that. I might take it off for the purpose of this review, but I can't be asked right now. Comes with left and right fists. Now, I'll come on to like the more intricate details of the figure in just a moment, but these are an option if you want to display him in the more original G1 style. Comes with 2 shoulder rocket boosters, such as the original did. Something that the original didn't come with, the original toy, was a handheld blaster. This is just a chromed out version of the blaster that would have come with G1 Sideswipe or G1 Red Alert. So the inclusion of this kind of makes me think, is a missing link version of Sideswipe or Red Alert on the way? Who knows? Also comes with one tiny little Diaclone driver type thing. Now this is supposed to be a representation of Spike. Why? I've got no idea, but there he is. I've never had a little Diaclone driver before. I've got a little Spike and spark plug that are the same size that were done by a third-party company like nearly 20 years ago, but I've never had like a Diaclone size driver before, so that's kind of cool. That's all the accessories. Here is Missing Link Sunstreaker. Now I'm just going to take a sip of my drink. Vodka. Right. I'm just going to get this out of the way now. Wow. I am absolutely blown away. I've already got a G1 Sunstreaker. I've got a complete G1 Sunstreaker, actually. What blows me away about this, really, is the fact that it fucking exists. And I'm not even talking about even if in the missing link sense, really. In the fact that this is a G1 Sunstreaker. Let's ignore the fact that it's got articulation and all that fucking shit, right? Which is, you know, obviously what I spent the money on. Let's ignore that for the moment. This exists, right? Now, why am I so fucking, a G1 Sunstreaker that exists? Because this is the first G1 Sunstreaker, new G1 Sunstreaker, since 1989, something like that, when they did the in the UK and European markets, the Classics series, in all the gold boxes and that. And they did a rerun of original G1s like Jazz, Inferno, Sunstreaker, Wheeljack, blah, 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 blah. Prior to that, obviously, then you had the original G1, I think, from 84 to 86. And then after that, nothing. No reissues, no nothing. Because the original moulds of the Sunstreaker were damaged or lost to such a degree that they were unusable. So, flash forward to the late 2000s when I started my old YouTube channel and that, and I was collecting G1s, and suddenly on eBay there was a flood of G1 Sunstreakers available on eBay, so cheap, and they were knockoffs. So basically someone had taken an original G1 Sunstreaker, reverse engineered it, printed new molds, knocked out a new Sunstreaker, but it was a KO. This is legit. This is real. So the fact that this exists suggests to me that Takara said, all right, we'll either take a knockoff and reverse engineer that, or reverse engineer an original, and they have created the first real G1 Sunstreaker in about 30-something years. So the fact that this thing exists at all absolutely fucking blows my mind. Yeah, that to me that's fucking incredible. The fact that after all those years of like sort of not getting the obvious G1 reissues, Jazz tracks, blah blah blah, Optimus Prime, blah blah blah, nothing for this guy until this. So the fact that this exists in the here and now, is fucking incredible. Absolutely amazing. So, as I said, I own an original, and there's the original. There are a couple of differences in the way that these are put together. For a start, the new one is just slightly taller in all mode, which is very interesting. You can obviously tell this is the original because of the amount of paint chipping and everything like that. But in order to make this do all the things that you imagined in your head that this one did, they've had to re-engineer some of it while still making it look exactly the same. So the fact that they can do that is also amazing. One of the different things about this is on the bottom, just here. So this panel, this section just here, where you would flip out the pull out the front of the car and then split this section apart for the legs. On the original, there's a metal bar that sits through there that the leg section sits on, and then this panel here at the back holds the entire assembly in place. On this version, in order to articulate the legs and split the legs, this panel splits and acts as a hill spur for articulation. So if you want to give it the original G1, you can just clamp the legs together, clamp this together at the back, and it holds them in place, which is kind of cool. Other differences in this figure is the original. If I just flip that up, the original's cockpit comes open and closes and then just sits on top. This version, however, if I'm very, very careful, because the last thing I want to do is chip the paint, there's two tabs that hold the cockpit down in place. You heard that clip? That's a clip. Just there. One clip there. One clip there that just basically goes into those two ports there. And that gives it a little bit of extra whatever. Just there. That's pretty cool. In terms of other engineering, this is different. So you'll see just here, this section has got a screw just there that I think holds the head panel in place. On this section, it doesn't have that. It's got a hinge instead because the transformation is slightly different for the head. And I will come on to that in just a second. Now, a lot of you who have seen this before, have seen these reviews before. Obviously, the Missing Link review, you've probably, watched that, and you've obviously know how to transform a G1 Sunstreaker. So I will try to I'll try and whiz through the transformation as much as I can without gushing too much about it. I don't know why you're watching this video, really. Maybe because you love me, and if you love me, that's lovely. Thank you so much. Apart from that, other differences. Again, what I mentioned, the stickers. This is a sticker just here. But on the new version, this is actually molded in and painted in detail. So the sticker sheet has got one of those. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, just here. The sticker sheet has that. But if I try applying that over this, the sticker's not going to sit particularly well because of trying to get into all the creases and everything like that in the grooves in the molded in detail. So yeah, this is not going to get used. And obviously because it comes with a little pilot, like the original Diaclones used to. You open that up, you get the little Diaclone driver, get him in a seated position, stick him in the fuck off. Yep, it's a Wolfgang 1.0 review, ladies and gentlemen. Get him in the cockpit, like that, close the car up, and there we have Sunstreaker with a little driver. But let's take him out of there again. Why bother showing it off? It takes fucking more time to get the fucking thing in and out than it does to show it, whatever. Yeah, here we go. Fucking fuckery unbound. There we are. Right. So, yeah, let's set Sunstreaker off to the side for 1 second. But there he is. That is him, and he is absolutely beautiful. The tone of yellow that they've used is great. It's slightly darker than the original. I'm not sure if that's coming up on camera too well, but it's slightly darker than the original. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to transform this bastard. Okay, so we're going to start by popping that open again and just lifting that up. Okay, then we are going to split the car. My one is, there we go. When I go to transform this back, actually, I just want to point this out. This side is very, very easy to concertina back over the legs. This side here is an absolute bastard that doesn't want to move, and I'm frightened that I'm going to break it every fucking time I do it. But do you know what? It's fine. So we've got the front of the vehicle, and we are going to basically just separate You motherfucker. Come on. We are going to separate. There we go. Making me look like a prick. Don't need any extra help with that, thank you. I've got that covered. Yeah. What I will say is... Let me just bring that out a little bit. What I will say is the legs on mine are a little loose, as you can see. But then again, once I've done this review, he's going to go back in a box anyway, so I'm not really that fussed about it. And we transform it the same way. We slide those over to the sides, just like that. Just like that. Lift up. And that now, hear that? The feet have got ratchets in them. They didn't have that before. I love that. That's a nice little touch. Stand the bloody thing up. Lift up the camera. Then we are going to bring this back panel down. Like that. And then we are going to bring out the arm assemblies. Just like that. Okay. I'll come on to those in a minute. So, with this section, we need to bring it up. And so there's some slight re-engineering just here in order to get this to work. Bring the cockpit back through just like you always used to. And then this section here needs to basically collapse down. And it's a bit awkward to get this right. There we are. So it collapses down and then that peg sits in that port. Then we bring down the cockpit, and the cockpit can now, those little pegs that I showed you earlier, can now fit into here. Like that. Lift up the head. Sort out the arms. And if you want the original... Fuck off. Oh yeah, bring up this back panel. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Now, if you want the original G1 look, you can plug these hands in like this, okay? But we are going to do something a little bit different. We are going to take those out. Oh, actually, yeah. Given the rocket boosters, I'll do that in a second. Here, difference in transformation to the original. Open up the arms, like that. Flip out the hand. Close back up the arm. Straighten the hand up. Do the same on this side. There we go. And then just go ahead and give him all his accessories. Like that. Another one fucking somewhere. There we are. Yeah, I did that wrong. Of course I did, because I'm a dickhead. One of those. And that's mostly Sunstreaker done. What we are going to do is drink more vodka. Ah, wonderful. And give him this little gun. And there we are. Now, let's bring that round. As I said, if you want it as a G1 look, you can tab that back panel there together and have a G1 look. If you want to do the articulated thing, which is why you would have this in the first place, and this is another part of the redesign as well. If I just bring this in just a little bit, these sections here have got a different joint on them, whereas before the arms could only do this. They now come out, and then there's a little twisty thing as well. And I say twisty thing, my official descriptive terminology is wank, ladies and gentlemen. But basically, I'm not really bothered about that. There we are. And he has a whole range of movement, not as much as a contemporary figure might do, because obviously the engineering of the original still limits really what this can get away with and what it can't. But the fact that it can do that, for a start. The fact that you can do that is far, far above what the original could do. Again, original, just there. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Missing Link Sunstreaker. I dare say there's other things I wanted to say that I've completely fucking forgot about, but I'm just desperately trying to get this review out and done. So it's one more thing off my mind because I've been putting this off and putting this off and putting this off. No longer confident in my own bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, let me get a shot of that head sculpt. That head sculpt, just like the original, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. As I said, the fact that this bloody thing exists at all blows my mind. And again, not from the Missing Link perspective so much. Not from the Missing Link perspective, but from the perspective of the fact that a brand new G1 Sunstreaker, it's, you know, I'm, as you can imagine, me here trying to gather words to use to explain how much that blows my mind, and I'm evidently failing. And this is the thing that sort of makes me laugh about the Missing Link thing. And I mentioned this with Missing Link Prime's review. The fact that they're doing this now, and in fact, obviously it caters to obviously more the adult collectors that ever would, younger generation than that. But here's the thing: the fact that they've gone, all right, we're going to create a brand new Sunstreaker, molding it however they fucking molded it, but at the same time they're doing it now. 10 years ago, you could have reverse engineered a Sunstreaker and done a reissue through the Takara reissues or the Hasbro reissues or something like that, and it never happened. So by that rationale, everyone from our age group thought to themselves, well, a brand new G1 Sunstreaker is never ever going to be a thing. So if you wanted one, you had to really go for an old one, and if it was a bit damaged, restore it the best you can or anything like that. But the fact now that in, you know, modern day, this is now a thing. This is fucking amazing. It doesn't hit every fucking point. It doesn't, you know, it's not as good as the Optimus Prime one. It's still very, very ambitious, and again, it exists. Absolutely fucking blows my mind. The fact that they've given it, you know, a weapon, a handheld weapon, and the handheld weapon that it is, makes me think that maybe Missing Link Sideswipe will be on the way at some point soon. But yeah, I never thought for 1 minute that we would ever have a brand new G1 Sunstreaker. The fact that it's articulated for me is just an added bonus. Yeah, I think that's absolutely fucking brilliant. Absolutely, absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this review. I dare say there are other reviews out there on this figure that don't fucking absolutely butcher it, like I have done. But do you know what? Sod it. I will be back at some point soon. I'd like to say I'll be back next week, but me trying to get my head together to try and do weekly reviews is at the moment proving a little bit difficult. But I will persevere. I will try and do my best. I will definitely be back at some point soon with another review. I also be sure to check out the new stuff on the channel. Schedule 1 has been going for like sort of 23 weeks. We've got a Drive By Horizons that's going to be a 6-week run. And obviously there's reruns of the second series of 7 Days to Die. Plenty more stuff coming on the channel soon. Me and Exaggerated Energy will be doing our discussion video on Maniac Cop 3. I do hope you join us for that. Until we see each other again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Gerard Galvin Barry, also known as Wolfgang 1.0, saying, Missing Link Sunstreaker. The fucker exists. There's not much more I can say apart from, wow, fucking brilliant. Thank you very much for watching this, and take care. And well, tomorrow
Come